Going to look at the chart for Burt Reynolds, who recently passed away. Uh, when he was born, if you look to the eastern horizon, you would see the constellation associated with Taurus rising at 13 degrees. Um, we're going to first look at how the planets are operating, and then we'll look at how, when they're operating, and what we could do to improve or fix this chart. So first, we see that so Taurus is an Earth sign. Um, makes him very grounded, stable, responsible. He can be stubborn and possessive and controlling. Taurus is also a fixed sign again. So again, can be inflexible, but very stable and practical. So let's see how the planets are operating. First, we want to see how the functional nature of the planet. So we know that any multicona sign, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, that are found in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house, the planet that rules those signs becomes functional malefic. So we see Venus. That's a multicona. Excuse me. The 7th sign of Libra, ruled by Venus, becomes functional malefic in this chart. The 9th sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, becomes functional malefic, and the first sign of Aries, ruled by Mars, becomes functional malefic, along with Rahu and Ketu, which are functional malefics for every chart. So let's first look at Sun. Sun is weak at 28 degrees, ruling the house of home life, mother, etc., happiness. And any planet that is more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age, and less than 5 degrees is said to be in adolescence. Adolescents and older persons cannot protect or promote their own significations. So it's weak. And Sun is associated with health, and it is, again, ruling this house of home life. So home life is a little unstable, and then also Sun represents heart. So he definitely had heart trouble and died of a cardiac arrest, had a double bypass surgery in 2010. Moon, now Sun being in this house definitely affects his health. So Moon is at 15 degrees. Now, 15 degrees is within 5 degrees of the most effective point of 13. So it has some power. And it is ruling the house of communication and business. Acting is also associated with this house. And it is placed in the house of investments, children, and education. So Moon gives him ability to act and work with the public. Mars is at 28 degrees. It's functional malefic and weak in old age. And it is ruling this house of losses, expenses, separations, imprisonment, and also enlightenment. And so it is placed in the career house. So Mars is associated with sports. He was into football and got some injuries in 1957. This house is also associated with addictions and depression. So he had some addictive issues. I think in 1992 he was addicted to painkillers, and that was during Mars subperiod. So Mercury is at 9 degrees, again within 5 degrees of the most effective point, so it has some power. And it is ruling the house of children, education, and investments. And this is also the house of entertainment. So it gives him ability to be an entertainer, good communicator, good actor. But it is a little bit weak, and so it limits the amount of number of children he could have. He actually didn't have any of his own blood children, but did adopt a child, I think, in 1988, which I think was during a Mercury subperiod. So Jupiter is at 26 degrees, just slightly weak in old age. It, again, is a functional malefic, and it is ruling this house of vulnerability, obstacles, research, and also windfalls. So, and Jupiter also signifies children. So that's also would limit the number of children. And it gave him some windfalls in terms of some a good amount of money for his acting abilities. Venus is rules the house of health, debts, disputes, and wife. So he had multiple relationships and serious debts from divorces, and actually went into bankruptcy during a Venus subperiod. Saturn is at 17 degrees. It rules the career and Dharma house, and it's placed in that its own sign. So it has some power in his chart. It is afflicted 9 houses away from K2. So he always felt he deserved more recognition for his acting abilities. He almost got an Oscar a couple times, but he did get a Golden Globe during a Saturn period. Now, most of his acting career was during a very long Saturn period. Now, Saturn also represents longevity. So he died during a Saturn period. Let's see. Saturn was afflicted by during that. Saturn was transiting the 8th house of death-like experiences when he passed away, and Rahu was and K2 were close to the most effective point. So they were actually afflicting 6 out of his 12 houses. Now, Rahu and K2 gives strong desire for recognition, and so definitely attributed to his acting career. Let's see here. He had a major breakup with in a relationship during a K2 period. Now, K2 also is separation, letting go of attachments for spiritual growth. Divorce during a Sun period. Yeah, so those are the main points. So now what could we do to strengthen this chart? So most of his planets are weak, so we would use a kavash that contains the yantras for those planets to strengthen them. That would have helped with his multiple relationships and improved his career, and reduce his need for or his addictive tendencies. And then we would want to transform Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Rahu, and K2 by helping those people that cannot help themselves, giving to charities, and also listening to chants, the Devata chants that are associated with those planets. And he should avoid wearing white, yellow, and red. But orange would be good, blues are good, um, and greens are good for him. So those are the main points for Burt Reynolds' chart. Um, if you're interested in a Vedic astrology reading, you could apply under services at vastucreations.com, or if you're interested in learning how to read charts and do Vedic astrology, transformational Vedic astrology, you can go to American Institute of Vastu.com.